Welcome to Lesson 8 of Learn Biblical Hebrew. Today we're going to look at a very famous passage which comes from Deuteronomy, the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 6, verse 4, and it's called the Shema. The very famous passage, "Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one," that's recited in worship by Jews right down to today. Shema Israel, Yahweh Eloheinu, Yahweh Echad. By the way, it's usual in Hebrew for the last syllable to receive the emphasis. So we say Shema Israel, Yahweh Eloheinu, Yahweh Echad. So as you hear, most of those words have emphasis on the last syllable. So here's our letter by letter translation. I think there's no new letters from what we've already had. And so word by word, "Hear, Israel, Yahweh, our God, Yahweh, one." So the first word is a new word and it means hear, Shema. So they're written here. The second word is Israel. And it's a noticeable thing when you transfer from language to language how names change and they become almost unrecognizable. For example, there is no attempt to write the Aleph there. They just write Israel. And the Y at the beginning has dropped out. But you'll find that modern Jews do put it in, Yisrael. You'll see that they do write the Y at the beginning. Eloheinu, we had Elohim, meaning God, but here the M at the end drops out and the nu suffix comes in, which means our. We met that in Psalm 124 in our last lesson. So this is God, our, and I've written it with a dash because they're joined as in one word, Yahweh Echad. So Echad is a new word, it means one. In modern Hebrew, the D is always pronounced D, but in ancient Hebrew, when it came after a vowel like this, it was often pronounced the, it became a the, but that sound is lost in modern Hebrew. So I try to pronounce it in the ancient Hebrew way as I was taught, and so I say Echad with a the at the end. So here's my translation. "Listen, Israel, our God Yahweh is without peer." So I've changed it around a little bit. Again, this is not the last word or anything like that, but it's just my suggestion. You can do your own. But the first point to notice is that Shema has a broader range of meaning than just hear. It means hear, also listen, and it also goes to heed and obey. So I've put listen, and I've put an exclamation mark there because it's a command, and I think it's good to stand by itself. And I've swapped these two around. Our God Yahweh is, and I've added the word is. There is no word is here in the Hebrew, which is quite common. It's omitted very frequently, but in English we require it, so I've put it in here. And so it says, our God Yahweh, one. And so I put is without peer. So I've taken one in the sense of unique without peer. But we could translate it as the only true God, or it could also be translated only the Lord is our God. Because the is omitted, we're not quite sure exactly where it would be intended to go, there or there, and so that makes a slight difference in the meaning. It could also be taken to mean that God is one, not a multiple number of gods. He is one, a unity, but I think most commentators agree that it's referring to the fact that he stands alone. I suppose that's another way we could translate it. Our God, Yahweh, stands alone, without peer. So these words are the centerpiece of the morning and evening Jewish prayer services, and they have been for thousands of years. The scribes who copied the Bible put extra large letters in the last letter of the first word and the last letter of the last word, evidently to draw attention to the importance of this statement and its centrality in their worship of their God. And when Jesus was asked what was the greatest commandment of all, he quoted this text. You can read that in Matthew 22 verse 37. Shema Israel, Yahweh Eloheinu, Yahweh Echad.